A monster lurks beneath. The illusion of normalcy. He seems so ordinary, blending seamlessly into the fabric of everyday life. A friendly face in the crowd, always ready with a smile and a helping hand. A pillar of the community, some would say. He was involved in local events, always eager to contribute. John Wayne Gacy, the man who embodied the American ideal, hid a terrifying secret. To his neighbors, he was a successful businessman and a devoted father. Beneath the surface of normalcy lurked a monster, a predator who preyed on the innocent. His charm was a mask, hiding his true intentions. His story is a chilling reminder that evil often wears a mask, concealing its true nature behind a facade of respectability. The clown costume he wore was a grotesque symbol of his double life. Gacy's crimes shocked the nation, exposing the dark underbelly of suburban America. The headlines were filled with horror and disbelief. How could someone so seemingly normal commit such unspeakable acts? The community was left in a state of shock and confusion. This question has haunted investigators, psychologists, and the public alike for decades. They have tried to understand the mind of a man who could commit such atrocities. Join us as we delve into the chilling history of John Wayne Gacy, peeling back the layers of deception to reveal the monster that lay hidden within. We will explore the depths of his crimes and the impact they had on society. Troubled beginnings, seeds of darkness sown. John Wayne Gacy Jr.'s childhood was far from idyllic. Born in Chicago in 1942, he endured a difficult upbringing marked by abuse and instability. His father, an alcoholic and World War I veteran, ruled the household with an iron fist. Physical and emotional abuse were commonplace, leaving deep scars on young John's psyche. His mother, a devout Catholic, tried to provide love and support but was often caught in the crossfire. Gacy's relationship with his father was particularly strained. He craved his father's approval but was constantly belittled and rejected. This toxic dynamic would have a profound impact on his development, planting the seeds of insecurity and rage that would later blossom into something far more sinister. Shadows emerge, early signs of a troubled mind. As a child, Gacy exhibited disturbing behaviors that hinted at the darkness brewing within. He was prone to sudden mood swings and violent outbursts. Animals became targets of his aggression, foreshadowing a chilling disregard for life. School provided little solace. Gacy struggled academically and socially, finding it difficult to connect with his peers. He was often bullied, further fueling his feelings of inadequacy and resentment. Gacy's troubled home life and social isolation created a breeding ground for his darkest impulses. He began to withdraw into himself, seeking refuge in fantasies and developing a warped sense of reality. The seeds of a monster were sown, waiting for the right moment to take root and grow. The first cracks in the facade of John Wayne Gacy's seemingly normal life began to show. Crime, punishment, and a return to darkness. These elements would come to define Gacy's life and the lives he shattered. John Wayne Gacy's first serious brush with the law came in 1968. It was a year that would mark the beginning of his notorious criminal career. After a series of increasingly disturbing incidents, he was convicted of sexually assaulting a teenage boy. This conviction was a grim precursor to the horrors that would follow. This marked a turning point in his descent into darkness. The once respected community member was now a convicted felon. The mask of normalcy had slipped, revealing the predator beneath. Gacy's public persona as a friendly neighbor and community volunteer was shattered. Sentenced to 10 years in prison, Gacy had ample time to confront his demons, but prison would not reform him. However, instead of seeking rehabilitation, he honed his manipulative skills. Gacy learned to play the system, becoming more dangerous with each passing day. He presented himself as a model prisoner, charming his way into the good graces of prison staff. Gacy's charade worked, and he was able to deceive those around him. He was granted parole after serving only 18 months of his sentence. The decision to release him early would prove to be a catastrophic mistake. This early release would have devastating consequences, allowing a monster to walk free and continue his reign of terror. The community, unaware of the true nature of the man they had released, would soon face unimaginable horrors. A twisted double-life businessman by day, monster by night. This is the chilling story of John Wayne Gacy, a man who wore two faces, each more deceptive than the last. Upon his release from prison, John Wayne Gacy constructed a carefully crafted facade. He meticulously built a new life, one that would hide his dark past and sinister intentions. He moved to the Chicago suburbs, remarried, and started his own construction business. This new beginning was a calculated move, designed to blend in and gain the trust of those around him. To his neighbors and friends, he was a hard-working businessman, a pillar of the community. He attended local events, shook hands, and made sure everyone saw him as a reliable and friendly figure. Gacy even embraced the role of Pogo the Clown, entertaining at children's parties and charity events. This persona allowed him to further embed himself into the fabric of the community, making it nearly impossible for anyone to suspect his true nature. This outward display of normalcy was a cruel deception, a mask that concealed his true nature. The smiling face of Pogo the Clown was a stark contrast to the darkness that lurked within. Behind closed doors, Gacy's dark urges festered. The man who seemed so ordinary and kind was in reality harboring a monstrous side that few could have imagined. He lured young men to his home with promises of work, alcohol, or drugs. These unsuspecting victims were drawn in by his charm and the false sense of security he projected. Once inside, the mask would slip, revealing the monster that lay beneath. The friendly demeanor would vanish, replaced by a sinister and terrifying presence. Gacy's home became a tomb, a place where his victims met their horrific end. The suburban house, which seemed so ordinary from the outside, hid the gruesome reality of his crimes within its walls. The House of Horrors, unveiling the depths of depravity. The full extent of John Wayne Gacy's crimes would send shockwaves through America. His house, a seemingly ordinary suburban home, hid a gruesome secret. Beneath the floorboards, investigators uncovered a crawl space, a makeshift graveyard where Gacy had buried the bodies of 29 young men. 4 other victims were found in the nearby Des Plaines River, discarded like trash. The details of Gacy's crimes were stomach-churning. He tortured, raped, and strangled his victims, often burying them alive. The level of cruelty he exhibited was staggering, a testament to the depths of his depravity. The walls close in a trail of clues and the pursuit of justice. As John Wayne Gacy continued his killing spree, the net began to close in. Missing person reports piled up, and suspicions grew. The disappearances of several young men, all with connections to Gacy, raised red flags for investigators. Gacy's history of sexual assault, coupled with his increasingly erratic behavior, made him a prime suspect. The investigation intensified, with police placing Gacy under constant surveillance. They uncovered inconsistencies in his stories and gathered enough evidence to obtain a search warrant for his home. The discovery of the first bodies in the crawl space sent shockwaves through the investigation, confirming their worst fears. Unmasking the killer confession, trial, and the price of evil. John Wayne Gacy's arrest in December 1978 sent shockwaves through America. The seemingly normal businessman and beloved clown was exposed as a cold-blooded killer. During interrogation, Gacy confessed to the murders, providing chilling details about his crimes. He showed no remorse, often referring to his victims as worthless little boys. His trial was a media sensation, captivating the nation with its gruesome details and the sheer depravity of Gacy's crimes. Despite his attempts to plead insanity, the jury found Gacy guilty on 33 counts of murder. He was sentenced to death, a fitting punishment for the monster who had terrorized Chicago. Ripples of terror, public outrage, media frenzy, and a legacy of fear. The John Wayne Gacy case sent ripples of terror throughout America and beyond. The public was horrified by the sheer brutality of his crimes and the realization that a monster had been hiding in plain sight. The media frenzy surrounding the case was unprecedented, with newspapers, television, and radio providing constant updates on every gruesome detail. Gacy's crimes left an enduring legacy of fear, particularly for parents who struggled to comprehend how someone could prey on children with such cruelty. The case sparked a national conversation about child safety, sexual abuse, and the importance of vigilance. Lessons from the Abyss: understanding evil and protecting the innocent. The John Wayne Gacy case stands as a chilling reminder that monsters can lurk behind the most ordinary facades. It underscores the importance of awareness, vigilance, and listening to our instincts when something feels amiss. Gacy's ability to deceive those around him highlights the need for greater awareness of the signs of predatory behavior. While we may never fully understand the depths of human evil, we can learn from tragedies like this. By educating ourselves and our children about the dangers of predation, by fostering open communication, and by trusting our gut instincts, we can work to prevent future tragedies and protect the innocent from those who seek to harm them.